First of all, why has man given such importance to pleasure? Please, we are thinking together. There is no question of doubting here. We are thinking. You may question your very thinking. But if you question your very thinking, then you have to inquire into the nature of thought, which we have gone into, nature of memory, knowledge, experience. Why man throughout the world has given this extraordinary importance to pleasure? Why? Please, we are thinking together. Why have you or another given this sense of continued pursuing everlastingly this pleasure? Pleasure not only sexual, with all its images, past incidents, gathered in his memory, the image making and pursuing that image. And the pleasure of possession. Whether worldly things or possession of certain values, experiences, knowledge. In that there is great pleasure. And there is pleasure in helping another. I do not know if you have gone into that. Wanting to help people. You're following all this? And the pleasure of power, both physical and psychological. The power of so-called extrasensory perceptions. The power and the pleasure in dominating people, in guiding their lives. You know all this. And we are asking why human beings, throughout the beginning of time, have pursued this one particular aspect of life much more than others. Pleasure of search and finding, pleasure of seeking God, whatever that quotes, pleasure of having tremendous control over one's body or the mind, the constant restraint, which brings also great pleasure. There are many, many forms of pleasure. Why? Man, you and people pursue this. Is there, please, we're inquiring, thinking together, is there an end to pleasure? Or pleasure, when denied, becomes violent, aggressive, takes different forms from the very denial of what you want. Right? May we go on with all this? May we? Please, I can go on. I've spent years on this. 60 and more years. So you have to maybe hear it for the first time. But you're also inquiring with the speaker, not just accepting and just sitting back lazily. Your mind, your heart, your brain is actively inquiring. What is the relationship between pleasure and desire? What is the relationship of desire, pleasure, will, and love? You follow this? Is love pleasure? Is love desire? Or is love something totally different? To us, love has become pleasure. Sexually and in many, many different ways. And we are asking, what is the relationship of pleasure to desire? Apparently, they seem to go together. One desires a house, and the possession of a house, a woman, a man, title, knowledge, status, power, the desire. You follow this? Apparently, there is a relationship between the two, which is desire as will and the action of will in the pursuit of pleasure. Am I going all right? You see, whatever experiences one has personally, I've doubted everything. Possession, money, I haven't got it, fortunately. Nor any status, and I haven't got any. Because personally, I abhor all that kind of stuff. But one has to inquire very, very deeply if one wants to find out if there is an ultimate truth, if there is an ultimate source of all this, the ultimate ground from which all life began and before. If one wants to go into that very deeply and see if there is such a thing, then one must be free of every form of illusion. Illusion exists as long as there is the desire, pleasure, fear, and sorrow.